Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a movie review today. I'm going to be jumping into the film Free Guy. Free Guy stars Ryan Reynolds as an NPC named Guy. He's a non-playable character in a video game and he's kind of tired of his life. He becomes sentient, he becomes a little bit more than just a background character in this game and starts trying to figure out what he can do with his life. How can he expand it? He meets a girl he becomes fascinated by and says, I'm gonna leave my whole NPC, my whole background bank teller life behind, and I'm gonna go after this girl. This girl named Maltov Girl, she's played by Jodie Comer, who is my favorite part of the whole film. She is on her whole own mission. She is a player in this game while Ryan Reynolds is an NPC. So when these two people meet, they begin to change the whole world of gaming. They change this whole game. There's a lot more to this film. There's a lot of outside of the video game drama, and there's a lot of things it's trying to say. There's a lot of cameos, there's a lot of references to video games. This movie is an overload of the senses. Everything is happening at one time. It is so loud, so many references, so many pop songs, so many cameos. There's just a lot in this film that I found it a bit overwhelming. It's a fine movie. It's not my personal cup of tea. I don't think I would personally watch Free Guy again, but that is just my opinion because boy, do the people I see this with seem to love it. This is really going to be a big hit. Free Guy has a lot going for it in certain ways. I like what it's trying to do with the gaming stuff. It's a little bit of The Truman Show, which was a big hit. One of my favorite films of the 90s. It is kind of a terrifying film. That's not really here. This is a pretty straight up, big, bold comedy. There is a lot of jokes here. A lot of them are not my personal cup of tea, but I will say I think Ryan Reynolds plays his role very well. Even though I don't love Ryan Reynolds usually, he always knows what he's trying to do. He has that little shtick, his little gimmick that people seem to love. He plays well in this film, especially when working with Jodie Comer, who I think is the standout of this film. She feels so young and youthful in this film. She's always in films and TV shows that I feel are so mature, so hard to watch sometimes. I love Killing Eve, but that's not a fun, easy show. This is the first time I realized I was Jodie Comer is only 28 and has such a youthful, fun energy. I want to see this more. She was so alive in this film. I thought her character was so fun, and I think there's a lot going for her. She's also friends in the real world with this guy named Keys, played by Joe Curry, the guy from Stranger Things with the cool hair. Yeah, I like him a lot in this movie too. I think he's finally found something that could do really well. I liked him in Spree, no one else did, but yeah, I really think he's a strong foundation. The whole cast is pretty strong. There's one that does not work for me as well, and that is Mr. Taika Waititi. I love Taika Waititi. I've had the chance to meet him at an award show. He is so cool. I love his films as a director. Here, as an actor, I don't like his character, so I found his character to be cringy and very annoying and kind of insufferable, which is the goal of his character. He is the villain of the film, but I don't like watching him. He wasn't an entertaining annoying. He was just annoying. A lot of the stuff that came out of his mouth felt like it was written 5 or 6 years ago. There wasn't a lot of freshness to his character, which is also some of my problems with the references. A lot of the gamer people that show up, a lot of the whole idea of this feels a little bit dated. As fresh as gaming and streaming and all that kind of can feel to a lot of people, this is a subject and a world that I do feel is a little bit well-worn territory, a hard sentence to say there. But yeah, I wasn't really amazed by anything. I found some of it to be okay, and then I found some of it to be really interesting, and then some of it was annoying. So I am kind of a mixed bag here. There was a lot going for it in so many regards, but by the end of the film I just went, that was fine. One of my questions going into this movie and kind of walking out of it is, who is this movie for? I kind of had that answer though when I saw a friend of mine who's a critic brought his younger son there, about 8 to 12. I'm really bad with kids' ages. He's about that age group. Yeah, I think he loved the film. He was really into it, but he likes gaming. He knows all these characters. He knows all these people. He gets the references. That is who this movie is going to be for. Now, older gamers, I'm curious of how they're going to feel. Will they feel that this movie is pandering to them a bit too much, or will all the references work? Will all the Marvel stuff, the Star Wars stuff, all of the Disney patting themselves on the back, will that work for people? Will the cameos from big actors or famous gamers, will that work for people? That's one of my biggest questions. I'm going to be watching this film's reaction and the conversations around it leading up to, kind of everything, because I'm really kind of intrigued, because people seem to like this kind of stuff, but we know now we're getting so sensitive to product placement and heavy IP usages and things like that. That is what's going to be curious, if this movie is going to get any backlash, or will the power of Ryan Reynolds' beautiful face win people over and blind them to what I normally think that they would be poking at. The film has an overall look that's okay. The score is whimsical and fun at times, and the comedy, while it might not be for me, it had people in my theater rolling in laughter. So I may not give it a positive review, but this is one that I definitely want you guys to go out and check out for yourselves. Make your own opinions, have fun with this movie, maybe don't like this movie, that is up to you, but this is one I recommend people to go check out on their own. I may not like it, but I definitely see the appeal of this. I like these kind of movies where I'm not a fan of, but I can understand the appeal and I can understand the attraction, and that's what makes movies so fun. When you're able to step out of your own ego or your own perception and go, okay, not for me, but what's everyone else doing? How are y'all feeling? That's what I like to see, and I hope this finds an audience, and hey, if it doesn't, I would like to still see what this is going to do, because this could be a big hit, or it could just be a moderate success. I feel it's not going to flop. This movie will do well, but I want to know what you guys think. What did you think of this review? What do you guys think of this film? Let me know down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up and follow Flickering Myth if you did enjoy this review. We have way more like this on the channel, so make sure you guys check it out. All right, everyone, let's talk about Free Guy down below.